So today I'm going to do a little bit of something different, something I haven't really done before. Not going to talk about my truck, though I will talk about my truck for about a minute or two. Slight changes are happening. We got a Wraith cage and AR60 axles, which will be all metaled up by the time I show them off. But yes, the SCX-10 is going rancho. I really miss AR60s, and I want one of my rigs to have AR60s still, and this is going to be the one. So, because it's my only one so far. I have technically one over there that will be mine soon, but that's another video, as we can say. So anyway, to move on, a lot of companies are coming out with scalers now, or a new version or things like that. Like we have the new, it's the K10, I believe, from Horizon Hobbies. It's out to buy, I'm pretty sure, but it's their new version. I think they have another one coming. Then we have the SCX-10 II, which is getting lots of different editions lately. There's Vanquish ones, there's all sorts of ones coming out, which is really cool. Hoping to get my hands on one of those soon. And of course, you know, RC four-wheel drive. They've got the LWB Trailfinders, which is the four-door Yodas. And then of course Traxxas is coming out with their first scaler, and HPI's got their first technically scaler as well coming out. But the one that I kind of felt like doing a video for was one that people might not really be kind of thinking about necessarily. So I'm sure most of you know I actually started off with a Redcat Everest 10. And I was going to build it up and do other things, and then I finally just spent the money and started off my ache seal trend, because I love ache seal. And I've still always had a love for Redcat though. But I don't like those AX10 style, because that's really what the Everest is, trucks. They just don't have that scale sort of look to them. So I just, you know, kind of waited around looking and just, you know, to see what they were ever up to. Well, they just started releasing photos, which will be at the end of this video. There's actually going to be one right now. It's a pretty cool truck. So what they're coming out with is basically an SCX-10. That's what I'm going to go with. It's basically your SCX-10, you know, Gen 1. The axles have, from the looks of it, have gotten upgraded a little bit. They're not as, I have an Everest 10 axle here. I can't remember where it is, but it's somewhere around here. They were a little bit kind of blocky. Well, they're still a little on the blocky side, but they've managed to clean up the axles a little bit, make them definitely a lot more scale, as you'll see again here. Very much, you know, a lot, the diff especially, everything's kind of gotten a little bit more scale appearance-wise. The chassis of it is not your typical C-channel chassis, like this one, for example, or an Ascender, or, you know, most trucks out there have the C-channel frame. This one is an all, it looks to be, you know, similar two-piece, but it's got all one piece. So your shock towers are part of, as you'll see in this picture, the shock towers themselves actually go part of the frame. It's all one piece. And they're not C-channel, they're just flat plate steel. Could be interesting, definitely. I find that their metal is pretty durable, so hopefully that lasts. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It still looks a little cheap, but in all honesty, for the price of what they're selling this for, which I believe all the bits and pieces, scale bits and pieces, it's like $250. Now I believe that's US, but still, all ready to run. That is a very good deal, even switched over to Canadian. And probably anywhere else someone lives. That's just a deal to go for. I've had great experience with their transmissions. They're very much SCX10 trans, like the one in this, very similar to it. The diffs are the exact same as an SCX10 diff, same with the axles, the shafts. Pretty sure, you know, you could just swap them right in and out. Drive shafts, they never went on me. Those never blew. The only thing that blew on my Cat Everest 10 was the front diff. So hopefully they've gone through and upgraded that. I don't know too much on the details of the truck. They're not letting a whole lot out, but it's got, you know, one of their typical, they kind of created their own bodies, a little bit of Ford, a little bit of Jeep, and just a whole bunch of whatever, and it looks like a cool body. But bodies are bodies, you can replace them. It also looks to be either Velcro or like a magnet. I'm not too sure. It seems to have little pads that the body sits on. I'm not sure if that was just for looks or, you know, what. These are all apparently renders. Well, I believe it's done, but it's so far like kind of their trial and test and trial period. But the rims, I don't know if are metal, but they are definitely beadlock. They do look to be beadlocks. The tires are licensed Interco Swampers, yeah, Super Swampers. So the TSLs. So that's a bonus. Redcat managed to get an Interco license. That's a biggie. As for the motor, it does look a little on the smaller side, but I'm not sure. Just from the pictures, it kind of looks small, but I don't know if it's a 540. Mostly they were always a 540 size can, so I'm thinking it's still going to be a 540. Their ESCs, it looks to be a little different on this one. But again, I never had an issue with their ESC, so, you know, hopefully that is still the same. It works. The receivers looks to be a little different than what I'm used to from Redcat, but again, it's been a few years now. But I believe, again, you know, as long as they stick to what I've used, there's going to be no issues with it. They've upgraded definitely on a lot of their equipment, so yeah, you know, the links actually look great, again with the all metal links. 4-link all around. Looks to be you could probably mount up a panhard system pretty easily. Just with the way everything's going to be able to mount onto those frames, not having to worry about C-channel. That's the one upside to the flat metal, is you just got mounting points everywhere that's direct. You could probably even mount a wraith cage on there depending on the width. You could probably switch one of these in there depending on the width. But anyway, as you can see from the rig, Redcat's really come along, and I'm hoping to actually get one of these to kind of have as a bit of a budget series. I know a lot of you guys out there don't necessarily have the money or want to spend the money on a lot of these axials and Viteras and stuff like that, or an RC 4-wheel drive. If you're just planning to kind of have fun with it, you know, like you and your kid are going to go out every Sunday and just kind of play around, not really put money into it, just play around because they're fun. The Everest, or not the Everest, I'm going to have to look up the name for it, but the new scaler they're coming out with, the name will be in the title. I am terribly sorry, it just completely wiped my brain and I don't feel like stopping and looking it up. But the new scaler, it looks like they've definitely done their homework. They've always had, you know, great stuff. They've, you know, their buggies have been good. The nitros are great. I had a Blackout Pro, and that thing hauled. It kept up with a VXL Slash, no problem, like 4-wheel drive Slash. So, you know, what they can do is definitely good, and I'm very excited to see how they're going to do in this market, because this is growing insanely fast. So, like, you know, this year we've got how many scalers like coming out from all these different companies and second gens and all this stuff. It's a pretty cool time right now for RC scalers, and I feel Redcat's really going to get their, what would be the right way of saying this? Redcat's going to get their spot in the market because of their cost. They've always been cheap, but the quality's not cheap. You're just not spending a lot of money and you're getting something that works. The detail might not be there or whatever, but the stuff works, and that's all we really care about. I'm not one for getting, you know, let's say knockoffs, Chinese knockoffs, but at the same time, a lot of those are really coming up in the ranks too, and, you know, Redcat wasn't really ever one of those. They were just a smaller, more budget company, and they're really making their way. So Redcat, double thumbs up so far. I have not seen it, but double thumbs up, and you know, I hope to get one on the bench here and show all you guys what Redcat can do. Get it in the course there, run it through the lines, and see how she does. I really have high hopes for the truck. I've had good experience, like I say. So, everybody, enjoy the montage video. Until next time, which is going to be more on the Rancho build. Happy trailing, double thumbs up, and have a good one. See you later, guys.